Is Bitcoin about to break to the downside? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving down into the short-term analysis. Whenever it comes to Bitcoin, we are hitting some key level areas that we really need to pay attention. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So whenever it comes to Bitcoin, you guys can see that we are currently sitting at 38,000, almost 39,000. All right, you guys can see that we're actually holding this white line here. This is what is known as our long-term sloping support. But at this current moment, Bitcoin is riding right on it. We have to get a breakout here soon to the upside, at least back above 45,000 in order for us to be bullish. Okay, so Bitcoin has been slowly breaking down to the downside, but the big question is what way will we be going? If we take a look here, you guys can see that Bitcoin does have a massive sloping resistance here at this current moment as well. So every single time that the price action just kind of hits that area, you guys can see that it has turned extremely bearish, right? Which is not good. Okay, let me go ahead and turn this a different color. But every single time that we hit this resistance, right, this white line, we just kind of sell off, and that's not what we want. Okay, it's not what we want. We sold off right there, right? We sold off over here, and it looks like Bitcoin once again is selling off here. So every single time we hit this key level area, we just break down and we keep back testing these key level sloping support right here, which is important because, as I stated, if we break below this, then we're going to be looking for a nasty drop to the downside. Technically, our next key level support probably going to be about 36,000, and that is probably going to be our last resort. Okay, so very, very important. If we go ahead and just go out a little bit here, whenever it comes to the charts, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour time frame. You guys will see that we are still breaking to the downside, right? You guys can see that. Look at that. I mean, we just came off of all-time highs right up here around 69,000, and we just kind of tanked, right? But we still have this sloping support that is holding us up. Okay, we did talk about $36,000. It's a key level area because if we go back here in the past, you guys can see that it played as a strong support resistance here, also played as a strong support resistance right here. So very important that we hold above this key level area. If we go back to the daily, you guys will see that as well, that we're talking about that monster sloping support, right? And you guys can see that for Bitcoin, we are still technically creating higher lows, but we are right there. Okay, we have to stay above this key level area in order for us to be bullish. All right, so we did have a higher low in this area. Let's go ahead and make this a green candle so you guys can see that right there, right? We have a higher low there, then obviously we got another higher low, which is right here, and then we are at another one. We have back tested this area like crazy so many times. We just keep back testing it. So what we would like to see for Bitcoin is to get a monster breakout back above to the upside, because if we break below the sloping support, nonetheless 36, then technically Bitcoin will be breaking its overall uptrend. Like, it won't even have any type of bullish uptrend at all. So if we continue down to 36, then technically the last support looks like it's going to be about 39, and then we'd be looking for a nasty drop, which hopefully doesn't happen. But it is always possible, right? It just doesn't look good at this current moment. And to be honest with you, I don't know what it would take for Bitcoin to get any type of reversal back up to the upside. Like, the price action just has to break out of this sloping resistance here. That is what we need. Okay, that is what we need, because as stated, if we can't get it, then we'll most likely continue to the downside. Let's go ahead and dive down into our EMA really quick. So for our EMA, you guys can see that we do have the daily EMA. Okay, this is actually a 200 EMA. I want you guys to see something. Now, every single time that the price action breaks above this blue line, it is considered bullish. Okay, every single time that the price action breaks below it, it is considered bearish. And at this current moment, you guys can see that Bitcoin is technically still below the blue line, right? Which is not good. We have to get back above it to be bullish. We did attempt a breakout multiple times along with the sloping resistance, right? You guys can see we back tested it here, and we just back tested it just a few days ago. Okay, so if Bitcoin can manage to get back above that key level area, then it will be bullish. So right now we are still looking a little bit suspect, so we just have to be careful. Now, I know I stated I was going to be doing only short term here, but I also want you guys to see for the weekly that whenever it comes to Bitcoin, that if we happen to break down, normally whenever Bitcoin hits the 200 EMA on the weekly, it's always a bullish price signal, right? Always bullish price action. But here's the thing. Bitcoin has never, ever in its history, ever broken below the 200 EMA on the weekly. So there's a good possibility that if we break down below these key level areas, we could just be looking for a simple back test all the way here at the 200 EMA, which is sitting around $26,000 on the weekly time frame. So let's go ahead and go back down real quick. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So you guys will see that as well. For the 4 hour, we are bearish. Price action normally stays above the key level area, and we have just been selling off here, which is not good. Okay, so Bitcoin really needs to get back above these key level areas. Technically, our strong resistance is going to be the sloping resistance that we got 45,000. Once we get past 45,000, we'll be looking for a move up here to 48. And then we got a big gap up. You guys can see that there's little resistance all the way from 48,000 technically to 56,000. And if that happens, then we'd be looking for a move all the way back up here, most likely to our all-time highs. Actually, looks like there'd be a little bit of resistance around 60,000 here, but we'd be looking for a move back up here to all-time highs, most likely, in my overall opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Fibonacci levels really quick and just see how we are holding up. We're going to go back to the daily here, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to go from our swing low to our swing high, and this is going to help us determine some key level areas that we need to pay attention to. Okay, so for our Fibonacci levels, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go from our swing low to our swing high. And you guys can see at this current moment that Bitcoin technically is still right at the bullish zone. We're right at it. We're right in the middle. We're right at the 5-0. We have attempted to break out many times above the 382, but we have failed each and every time, multiple times. We've tried it multiple times. But if Bitcoin can manage to get back above this key level area, as we keep talking about, not only that, but the 200 EMA on the daily and above the sloping resistance, if we get back above like 45,000, that is all we need. That is really all we need. If we can get back above that key level area, then we would be looking for a monster move to the upside here. Okay, most likely back to all-time highs. But right now, we have to state that we are bearish on Bitcoin just because we're under the sloping resistance. And the closer that we get to that $36,000 mark, the closer that we get, if we break down, then we're going to be looking for a nasty drop to the downside. So something's really got to change here for Bitcoin. We don't know what it's going to be right now, but keep your eyes on it. We need to pay attention. So if you guys will, leave some comments down below. Smash up that like button. Smash up that subscribe button. You guys have a great day, and